Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest live show. What is going on, people? What's up, Manny?
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, Ryan? How are you?
I love catching you when I like just watch you in the background and wait for you to do something crazy. And I'm like, oh, we're going live right then, right that second.
You know what? I was just looking at this hammer, man. I've been using it a lot lately.
It's a little light for me.
I agree. And in the beginning, that was a big thing for me, that I felt it was just too light. But you know what?
The balance is off the hook.
It's a great balance.
Yes.
It's really a great balance. And I actually like these tips are, they don't dip it. They just, you got to take your time. See, that's the thing with blending, that you want that metal move quick, but you got to take your time. And if you let the hammer do its job, it's actually a great, nice little hammer.
The pure machine work in that hammer is unbelievable.
Yeah,
the way that they've machined it is just sick. When I got it last year, I was like, damn, I don't even want to use it.
And now I really feel like I want to get their heavier version.
Yes. They have a middle one that I love, and then they have a heavy one. I don't know. See, I got them before everything happened with Russia, so I don't know if that couple of them are still available. So I don't know all the, if it is available, if it's not available. So
yeah,
I haven't really posted a lot.
I've been using it a lot lately, and I like it.
It's nice.
It's nice. Yeah.
It's nice. So I got one thing. Your boy came through, surprised me when I got back from vacation.
Who's that?
Hector.
Oh,
with the cup, man. Thank you, Hector. I'm going to send you a message tomorrow. I got it today. I actually opened it today, so it's freaking awesome. I appreciate it.
It is. Actually, what's funny is that I was using. He let me have one too, and I was using it, and I was actually able to keep my coffee warmer for a longer period of time.
Nice.
Normally as soon as it's cold, just dump it, get another one. But in this case, I was actually able to keep my coffee.
It was cool. When I opened it up, I was like, I get a lot of weird stuff, and usually the guys open the mail at the shop, so I usually don't get the surprise of opening something new. See, that's a shirt I would wear. That is a shirt that did you get hit with the bomb with all the little glitter and?
It's all over the floor.
Yeah.
And the thing is that, we have the cracks, so we can't even just sweep it up.
You got to vacuum it.
Yeah. So
that's a shirt I would wear for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Shout out to my guy. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, he definitely got me with that flake stuff. Oh yeah, I got that too.
Have you tried them?
You know what? I actually did. I did not try it today because I didn't have nothing to work on. I mean, that qualified for it.
Did you?
But yesterday when I used it, I used not the small one, but 3 from the smallest one. So it's like a medium.
Did you peep the one that is randomly different in there?
Yeah, I did.
It's reversed. This tab pulls hard. It pulls different than his other tabs, and it pulls different than a dead center tab. I feel like it's more of a, dead center, you pop them. This is more of a thud. I feel like it sounds different. It feels different.
But
John's my friend, but I'm telling you, I kill his other tabs. I literally rip the heads off of them. These are badass. And I was testing his before they were released.
Yeah.
And they did really good. And he's like, what do you think? I was like, they pull really, really good. Just different. They're different.
Yeah. What I felt when I tried it is that the center really pulled up.
Yeah.
The center, it's almost like the same size of the shaft, that center,
exactly. Exactly. It's just and you feel a difference in the slide hammer compared to a dead center. Because I was going from his old to a Anson dead center, the red ones, and then that, and I could feel a difference just in that slide hammer.
What did you feel it was different?
I just felt like it was more of a harder pull. I could feel on the slide hammer when it hit, it just was like thud. You know what I mean? The other ones just come, and this one just thudded. So I don't know. It's something with the shaft thickness, obviously.
Yeah.
And
I think.
good.
No, I was gonna say I think they did a great job because I've only tried one, and that one that I tried like did the job, and I felt the difference.
Yeah, yeah. So I got a tool because I don't know, maybe I'm working on something here for Orlando next year.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but I want to show what this tool is, and
Oh wait, I gotta change my name here. I still had it from last week.
I really like it. It's the guy that usually kicks your ass in the Dent Olympics, Zan's tool.
What do? You made a ratchet?
So this thing has the Dent Wizard like ball tip at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it has the ball tip, the R4 that could go on there, but this is their Dent Wizard's Ford tool that's been extended. So this has a longer kick. And then it has the A1 Racho handle that on there. But dude, I used this thing today. Yes, boy. This thing
Really?
it pushes soft when you need to push soft and hard when you need to push hard. Like I understand why this is in his set of like he uses this in a Reaper when he does the Olympics.
Huh.
So here's the secret. So you better buckle up for Orlando because I may be coming for you.
I actually do like the fact that it has a bigger kick.
It's different. I have a smaller one that I got from Anson, and I didn't realize how much bigger that kick is, and it's kind of angled up. It gives you really good leverage on a body line. I almost think if this was just a little shorter, like if you brought this down a little bit, for me, it would be even better for like the upper body lines. I had an MDX body line, and this was just a little tall for that, but I really wanted to use it. But nice job, dude. Like this tool is badass.
So wait, is that tool out or is
this tool is out.
Okay.
This is on A1's site. It's like $150 with the handle or something, $157.
That's not bad. There's a lot of new tools out right now, man.
They sell this in his set. So it's this and the little red Reaper with this handle. And they like it's called the Real Champions tool set.
Alex should definitely buy a set.
He should buy a set, shouldn't he? How about you? How's business?
It's good, man. It finally warmed up here in Cali, so we're just getting used to the that heat again. For a long time, we had that cool, nice, East Coast weather. But no, it's finally the heat finally kicked in, and we're now just getting used to that. But other than that, work is good. It's still just flowing. Excited for all the new tools that I'm seeing around. There's just so many new tools. I think
I do want to say one thing. You did a really nice repair on that truck fender, the red truck fender. GMC.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice repair because we do a lot of those, so I can understand what you were dealing with. It was a nice repair.
It's one of those jobs that it took so long. I felt, it took so long, and I think a lot of it was because the client tried to fix it himself, and so the pressure just moved all over the place. And I don't know if you've been in that situation, but like, say for example, you're trying to blend the crown, and it just doesn't move the same way anymore.
You can hear it too.
Yeah, it's more resistant. And I don't know, just the metal just doesn't flow the same way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great repair. I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's a nice repair. I was like, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't have a whole lot of time to be on social media. I get like an hour when I get home. During the day, it just doesn't happen. But
yeah, I was like, thinking about that today. I'm like, what's up with Ryan? I haven't seen him posting much.
Bro,
I know you have your automated stuff where you
it's
just,
really busy.
Your marketing, like your live stuff, or like
it's a lot right now. Like we're driving the bus, and we're watching the wheels next to us roll with us. So it's been really good. Just a lot of moving parts, a lot of new hires, a lot of stuff that's been going really well. So
good problems though.
Yeah, just not. I don't have that free time. Like my buddy's like, man, I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm like, bro, I just don't have the time. The phone's ringing off the hook. Like my new hire today was like, man, you need somebody to answer the phone. I'm like, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. So, but things are good. Things are good.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, man. It's definitely a blessing, to have good those problems.
It's been a road. It's been good. We're learning. The good thing with me right now is I'm learning a lot. So I'm enjoying that part. We had some hail, so we're working through that.
Nice.
And it's like really, really good hail. It's the hail of, you get an estimate from the insurance company and it's like $4,700. You're like, oh my gosh. And then you're like looking at it and it's $3,000 in parts. And then you go to submit your supplement and the whole ticket's like $7,000 because of parts. All the moldings got beat on all these cars, just the way the storm hit.
Yeah.
But the work, boy, let me tell you.
Really? Okay.
Dream hail.
All the Texas guys right now are like looking to see where you're
They ain't coming here. I'll give you 12%. You'll be fine. But it's a good storm. So, and it was so isolated. It was very small. So, a lot of people trying to pay out of pocket until they get our estimate. And they're like, yeah, I think I'm going to turn in my insurance company. I'm like, yeah, I told you that from go. Yeah. And I'm charging for an estimate.
Oh, wow, really?
And the reason why is because
for hail is different, though.
We write the full estimate. We circle everything. We take pictures. Right. So when they do turn into their insurance company, I can just submit that.
Yeah.
But I felt like on some of these things, the customer's going to take the insurance money after they submit our estimate. Never see them. So depending on the cars, like I had a family come in, they had 2 cars and I only charge them $50 a car to write each one because it's 2. But most of the time I charge them $100 and then I apply that towards the repair. So they're not losing money. It's just making sure I get my money to circle and do all the documentation.
That's fair.
I think it's totally fair. Not one customer has been like, you're out of your mind. Your website says free estimates, but this is totally different.
Yeah. Even for the guy who's trying to cash up, I'm sure that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, $100, it doesn't take us that long. We've got it down to a science at the shop and it just in and out, but that's it, man. Things are great. I am ready for MTE though. I don't know why I'm thinking about MTE because it's not even like Orlando. I love Orlando MTE. I mean, I know Vegas is coming up, but Orlando MTE is my favorite.
Yeah, you're just probably looking at your time off from work already.
Yeah, I mean, I went away for vacation for a couple of days, but the hail, I came back early. So, because the insurance companies were already at the shop ready to set up camp. So, it is what it is. But I want to get our guest on because she is up at 3 a.m. and
where is she again?
Switzerland.
Yeah.
So this is our first Switzerland. Where was Aaron at?
Aaron, the UK. The UK, yeah.
And then we had Aaron from Australia too, and Zan was up in the middle of the night too.
Yeah,
and he's in true. Urbania. I don't know where he is. So
we really appreciate our guests, and we also appreciate everyone watching. If you can share it, and if you guys have questions or comments, feel free. But yeah, let's get our guest on.
Welcome. How are you?
Hey.
She's trying to keep her eyes open.
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm here. I'm awake.
How you doing? What time is it over there?
It's 3:15.
Oh, geez. We are really thankful of you coming on the show. When I was going through my Instagram a few times and you kept coming up, and the first time that I saw the PDR girl, I'm like, oh, it's probably a hacker, like just trying to do like some weird stuff. I passed on it. And then it came up again and I'm like, is she really a PDR girl? And then I looked at her, I'm like, oh wait, she is a PDR girl. So that was really cool. And then I was like, oh, we got to get her on the show. I loved your story. I don't want to, put it out there, but thank you for coming on and coming on the show.
No, that's all good. I'm happy to. I'm happy to be here. Talk to you guys. It's my pleasure.
So let's get into your background here. How did you find out about PDR, and how did you start into PDR? Like, how did all this come about?
So I was a apprentice spray painter, and I was working in a body shop, and I just saw a PDR guy come in once, and I was like, what is he doing? Like, as I started talking to him, and he was like showing me that he can like push the dents out, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And that's when I started getting really interested in it, but I didn't really pursue it because I was still like halfway through my apprenticeship, and I was like, well, I want to finish this. And then like 4 years later, there was a big storm in Adelaide, and I was a qualified painter by this time, so I just went to paint. And there was all the PDR guys and everything, and I met someone there, and he had to come back to Switzerland because he lived here. And I thought, well, 6 months or whatever apart is, you know, a long time because I'm in Australia and he's here. So I came here, and then we thought, well, he's traveling all the time, pushing hair, whatever. I'm going to be sitting at home doing nothing. So I just went with him, and then he just helped me, and I just got started.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how long did you do painting for?
8 years.
Wow.
8 years. Yeah, because that's what I saw, you know, when I was going through your post, that like you're a professional painter.
Yeah. I love doing it so much, and it's still, you know, the love of my life or whatever. But, you know, I just think that PDR is better for your health. It's better environment, and you get to travel, you have your freedom, better money, and it's also very rewarding when you know, get a dent out. So
Yeah.
just doing this.
Where in Australia were you from?
So I was from near Sydney.
Okay.
But then I moved to Adelaide because I'm moving around. So my parents are there.
Okay.
How did you get into painting, if you don't mind me asking?
I've always loved cars, and I wanted to do something with cars. I just didn't think that I was like, you know, for retail or anything. So I just started, you know, like going around body shops and asking if someone will give me a chance, and someone gave me a chance, and I started training.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Being a girl, is it like hard to get in the automotive industry? Like when you first started getting into painting, was it like hard? I mean, you had
it was a mixture, because there were some people that were very open to it, and, you know, they're like, girls have better eyes and attention to detail, and girls make good painters. But I've also experienced a lot of negativity, and, you know, you're a girl, you can't do it, you'll never make it in this industry. You know, they just treated me like, you know, I was below them. But as the time went by, and, you know, people started accepting girls in automotive, it started getting better. And when I started getting better at my job, people were a lot more accepting and understood that I'm actually like, I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just this random girl that doesn't know anything about paint or cars or whatever.
Do you think that was something that like pushed you and motivated you more to like wanting to like do it, or was that kind of like something you just brushed off?
Definitely. When people told me that I couldn't do it, I was gonna prove them wrong. Like, I'm gonna paint, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be good at this. And, you know, it made me have a thicker skin, and it also made me sort of understand being around men more. I don't know, once you're around those people and the environment, and you're constantly around men, you start to understand them and how they operate and why they think that girls, you know, I don't know. I just sort of became one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, when you, I guess, met the person you're with, he was the one that was training you in PDR?
Yeah. So he started just like telling me like basic stuff, but most of it I pretty much just got from YouTube, because So my partner's Italian, and when he came to Australia, he didn't speak English, and we literally spoke on Google Translate like he didn't speak any English. Yeah, it was really hard. Like a 10-minute conversation took like 2 hours because we're just like this. And so he couldn't really explain things to me. Like he'd like say a low spot is like the black bit, and the high spot is the white bit, and I'm like, because of the light, obviously, and I'm like, okay, so like I have to like watch a lot of videos and understand like what things are, or where, you know, and he'd like tell me where to push sort of with the black bit and the white bit and cross check, and yeah. It was hard.
What YouTube channels or what YouTube videos was it the most helpful for you?
Well, I started watching the Dinking just because that was like the first thing that come up. So I just watched that, and then
they're good with their marketing. They show up everywhere.
But yeah, there were a couple of other ones that my partner showed me, but they were like Italian, and then it had like the subtitles on there, so I'd watch that. And yeah, like to be honest, I can't really remember most of them because I just go through so many. Like I just put in PDR, Paintless Dent Repair, tips, how to, and I just keep watching them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So how was that transition? That like, so I mean, you're a full-on painter. You have a full-time job. You're doing your work. You find PDR. It's like, oh, wait, that's cleaner, faster, and that's kind of exciting. You meet your partner, but how do you go from like, okay, I'm gonna leave paint and like go into PDR? Like, how was that transition?
It was definitely difficult, and I've had a lot of trouble when I started pushing. Is that my eyes are obviously trained different. My eyes are focused on like imperfections in paint and peel and nibs and whatever. So, I'd look at a dent, and if there was like the tiniest bit of something in it, my eyes would defocus from the dent, and I just can't see the dent. All I see is the little speckle of dirt or the little scratch, or like I had to like buff dents heaps because I was like, I cannot focus my eyes on there. It was hard, and yeah, just in general, like trying to learn was hard because paint is so different. They show you how to do it, and you get it right the second or third time. It's pretty easy, but with PDR, you're just like, oh my god, like what am I doing wrong? Like why isn't it coming? Like you're pushing it, and you're like, oh, it looks all right, and you like turn the panel, and it's just all high spots, and oh my gosh, and I was not doing okay in the beginning. I thought I can't do this.
So were you doing like PDR at the shop that you were working at, like doing painting, or?
No, I was painting at a hail shed, and I left the shed and I left the country in Australia, and then I'd come here to Switzerland, and I would just go with my partner. Yeah. And then it hailed, and we got ourselves a little shed, and the body shop would bring the cars, and I'd just be in the corner and start practicing there.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you really just
dived into I just picked up the tool and just started. So
was he fixing the stuff you were practicing on?
So at first I was just on a practice bonnet.
Okay.
And then when I got to the point where I could fix dents on the practice bonnet, I would go on to the real bonnets, like on real customers' cars.
Okay, that makes sense. That's a little better.
Yeah, like, it wasn't just like start fixing cars. No, like he still goes over everything just because he knows that he's responsible for me in a sense, and it's his cars and he's getting paid and whatever. So he has to go through everything. He checks everything. The car never goes out without him checking it. So
now the fact that you guys are partners, is he easy on you, or does he still like?
Yeah. No, he's really good. He's never really gone like weird with me or like frustrated with me or anything. Like he understands what it's like. So no, he's been really good. He's been really supportive, and yeah, like whenever I need help or whatever, he'll help me. And his English is good now, so he can actually start explaining things better
Nice.
now.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is his name and how long has he been pushing for?
So his name is Davide, and he started 4 years ago.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
And how long
So
have
not
you been
that
going?
long. Sorry?
How long have you been pushing?
I started last year in September, but I had 5 months off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are mainly doing hail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If there's like some, park dents or whatever, like I'll still give it a go and I'll try, and we still do them. But mostly hail.
Okay.
What do you think was like? What has been your biggest challenge learning PDR?
I would say just the patience thing. That was very challenging for me in the beginning, because for me, like, I'm very, like, I just want to get things right. And when you're learning PDR, it's just you start and you have to take your time. And I'm like, I just didn't feel like I had the patience to get it right. Like it was just like I just wanted to push it and just get it out. But I had to spend a lot of time in the beginning. Yeah, it was really challenging for me to keep my cool and not get frustrated and be patient.
What was
Yeah.
harder for you, the pushing or the the tapping down?
I think both. Pushing
Right.
it relatively the pushing was not too bad. Like even when I first started, when my partner gave me the tool and we would doing the little exercises where like you put the circles on the bottom, little crosses, and then you try and get in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me the tool, and I literally every single the little practice thing is I get it for the first time. Like I just get it in the middle, and he was just like, have you done this before? I was like, nah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just, he didn't believe me. And he was just like, that's weird. Like, I haven't seen someone do that before. Like, he said that he was terrible when he first started. But yeah, there were times where, I'd have trouble a little bit when the tool was like, when the hail rod was a bit far away from me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'd try and find my tool. But yeah, knocking down, I'm all right when it's like a sharper thing, but when it's like more of like a dome,
Mm.
it's a little bit harder. Because I'd be like tapping and I'm like, why isn't it coming down? Like, where do I have to tap down? Like, it just doesn't. Yeah, sometimes I just can't get it.
We were just actually talking about that because I think you have this hammer too, right? I think
Yeah,
I saw one of
yeah,
your posts that you have this hammer.
yeah,
And I was
yeah.
just telling Ryan that this hammer is really nice when you let it work on its own.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying, you have a big dome. And if you try to get that dome to come down fast, you're gonna create little divots on it, you
Yeah,
know. But if you just take your time, it will come down just nicely. You know?
yeah.
That's what I was talking about. Like that's what I like about this hammer, that it's just a nice tip surface that it has.
Yeah.
So I
It
know
just
what
takes
you mean.
ages. It's just so light, and you're like tap. Like, is this doing anything?
Now, was it hard to to adjust your eyes from what you normally see in a paint booth or in the paint department versus what you have to focus in?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
PDR?
It took me a while, and sometimes I still have to sort of try and readjust my eyes. So I'd be looking at the dent, and then like just random as my eyes just defocuses and like focuses on this tiny little scratch in it or something. And I have to look away, and I'm like, all right, look back, and like, oh, the dent's there still, and then you just keep going. It's still a bit of a journey with the eyes, but I can definitely see the dent more now than the whole defocusing thing. So things are happening.
Was it hard for you to learn the glue end of it, like glue pulling?
Yeah, I had trouble a lot with the whole cant rail, like the rail.
Mm.
Mm.
It just Yeah, the amount of times that I've cried is not funny. The cant rail glue pulling is, that's probably the least favorite thing because
so you're still struggling a little bit with glue.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm getting better, but the cant rail is, I try and avoid cant rails.
What kind of glue does your partner use?
We use the green Mega Power, the Brazilian one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only one that we use. I think we don't have anything else. Everyone's, I think, we went to like a PDR shop down the road, and we got a couple of things, and they were like, "Here you go, here's a packet for free," and I'm like, oh, okay. Like everyone's just like pushing this one. I don't know.
That's awesome. Was this the where the competition was in the UK? Was that the show that you're talking about?
No. It was just like a PDR shop.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
Yeah. No, sorry. It was a shop. Yeah.
Okay. And how is the the competition world for hail damage out there? I mean, for like hail techs. Is there a lot of competition where you're at for like hail repairs?
Yeah, it's really like when there's hail, it's just like you go the next day and they've already had like 20 people come through the door. Like,
wow.
Yeah, Switzerland is not too bad in some places, but Italy is insane. And even Germany, there was a big storm in Germany. And we went like 2 days later or something like this. And the people were just getting annoyed because they've had like 20, 30, someone said that they had 100 people come through.
Wow.
To try and do that work. I was like, yeah, let's just go home because there's no point of this. Like, you go to the area and you look at all the body shops, and I bet you like we went to like 5 and we were just like, nah, let's just go because it's just like infested with PDR.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard at that point, right? Because sometimes you're not recognized for like who you are. You're just another PDR guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we were there, they were. Sorry.
How's the pricing?
Switzerland is pretty good. We worked last year in Switzerland, just around the corner from here, and there was some medium to heavy damage, and our cut would have been like, for like a heavy damaged car, was like €4,500.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what that is in US.
I don't know in US. I think it's not, I think US is a little bit more than that. Maybe like 4,800 or something like this.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah. And the lowest we got would have been like 1,300 or 1,400 euro for like a light car.
Yeah, $4,000. It's pretty relative there.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, a lot of the damage, it seems like that's over towards the UK is bad. It's a lot of bigger damage.
Yeah. I was just looking at it yesterday, and then like Spain, like it was just like massive. I was just like, they're destroyed. The cars are destroyed. Like,
now, are you guys doing a lot of push to paint, or are you doing just straight repairs?
Mostly straight repairs, but there's a lot of push to paint in Italy.
Yeah.
We try and push clean.
Is that because like the hail is bad, or it's just a lot of damage?
It's definitely the damage. Like in Italy, like you'd look at the cars, like they're so bad. Like there was a storm last year, and we go to the area a lot, and we'd see the cars, and they're just cooked like that. You just wouldn't want to fix them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few cars too that I see sometimes too to pose, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know if I would fix that either.
Yeah, like I just don't want to touch him.
But some guys, I mean, that's a lot of what they get. You know, they get so used to that, like, oh yeah, they'll pick the worst one. You know, but like, I don't know. I've done a few hell cards, and for me, I don't know.
Some of them, I mean, the push to paints, some of it's decent money. You know, sometimes you can get some push to paints to where you can get them close, but you've got some stretch dents and some broken paint in spots.
Yeah.
But I hate push to paint. You know what I mean? Sometimes I like fixing a car and feeling like I did something. The other problem with push to paint is sometimes you don't know how far to go. You know, you don't know how far you're. Do you get the dent almost perfect and then they just need to do a little repair? Are you getting paid for that? You know what I mean? So it's that fine line. You were gonna say something.
I think with push to paint, for me, it's hard because while I'm learning, I always try and push clean because obviously that's the job, right? So when they ask you to push to paint, especially in Italy, because quality is bad, you know, you see that push to paint and it's just like piercing like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I just can't deal with looking at it because I'm a painter as well. Like I just look at the paint and I'm like, I can't do that. Like if you ask me to push the paint, I will still try and push clean. And if something is not 100%, like, all right, I'll leave it, but I will never leave it like pierced. Like I just can't deal with that. I can't.
Yeah.
It literally gives me anxiety. I just can't deal with it.
What made you like document like this whole PDR transition? You know,
I don't know. I guess I've always wanted to do social media, and I've always wanted to share the things that I do because I didn't do it with paint, but when I did, people would always love it. And I thought, you know, with PDR, it's a new thing. I can start from the beginning. And I sort of saw like a gap in the market sort of thing. Like I haven't seen any PDR girls do this. And I mean, I have come across girls that do PDR, but they use their accounts mostly for personal stuff. And then they would post something here and there about PDR. But I wanted a dedicated PDR account and I wanted to share my journey and I wanted to, you know, inspire other people. And I wanted to inspire girls. And I've had a lot of girls message me like, I want to do this, or I want to do this with my partner as well. Or, you know, people would be like, you know, I've tried doing this, but, you know, I feel like I'm not going to be accepted, or I look like it looks like it's really hard, or I can't do it. And there were other people that would message me and say, you know, I've tried this before and I've given up, but you've inspired me to try again. And that makes me happy because I feel like if you want to do something, but you feel discouraged for whatever reason, and you really want it, like maybe you just need someone to give you that push. And if it helps other people watch me and they see me have fun with it, and they see my struggles and they see me achieve, you know, push clean, and it's rewarding, then maybe it inspires other people to do the same.
She reminded me a lot of Crystal.
That's awesome.
Crystal that was around, you know. I don't think, what was her last name? McMaster or something? I don't remember. She's from the UK. Now I think she lives in Denver. So she does hail.
That's cool. I don't think I've come across her.
Yeah, I'll send you her social media when we get off just so you can check her out. She was big in like that a couple of years ago. She would always be pictures with like her headphones on, and she was big into modeling, and she did some, I mean, the guys she worked with, they said she did a really nice job. So she documented a lot of stuff too. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I think
cool.
I think the first PDR girl that I think I saw, it was what's her name from Metal, Pushing Metal?
Oh, Crystal.
That is Crystal too? Is that
different? Yeah, different person.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there is actually a few girls out there who push. I mean, we got Mo. We have her mom pushes too. I think even Jesse's mom pushes too.
Yeah.
who else? There was there's been other girls that I've seen push, but I think that I think it's a great thing because there is opportunity for PDR techs, and whether you're guy or girl, I mean, if you could push, if you could see the dent, you got potentials,
Yeah.
So I'm happy to hear that you could be the light for other girls who see themselves doing PDR, because the truth is it's an art form, repair, and there's no limits.
Yeah.
100%. And I think like with females as well, in paint, girls are naturally amazing at paint because we have really good attention to detail, and we naturally see more colors than men do anyway. And and so like, I think that girls can be good at PDR too, because they're gonna be thriving to get that straight, because we want perfection. We want, we want to push clean. So I think that girls can be really good at it. I think you just need to, get your leverage right and get your positions right and stuff. And I think the girls can do it. Like,
absolutely,
it's cool.
Was there any like challenges that before you got into it that you were like, oh well, maybe this may work, this may not? Like, what was your biggest challenge that you saw like getting into PDR?
I think I was just scared that it was not for me. Like, I just thought that it was like super, like it is hard, but I just thought that like, you're working with metal and you're trying to massage metal back to its original form. Like, that's hard work. Like, maybe I can't do it, or maybe I'm too little.
Oh, that's the other
muscles. Yeah. I just, that was one of the things. And the other things was that because it's such a male dominated industry, like more than paint, like I just thought that I wouldn't, like, people would judge me, or like I wouldn't be accepted. But at the same time, I've had these fears when I was in paint, and I've overcome them. And I was like, well, I'm not going to care. But at the same time, I was still a bit worried that maybe I'm not going to be seen as like one of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's in any industry these days.
I was just thinking about that.
Like, we have a lot of paint reps that rep for the paint companies, and I know guys that are like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. How do you know that? You know what I mean? How do you know she wasn't a painter or doesn't have the background? So I don't know. I think it's cool that women are in our industry. I think it brings a whole nother portion of the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and there's some really good techs. I mean, some of the women are, I wouldn't go up against some of them. You know what I mean? Some of them are really, really good.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I do want to say, and I said this before the show, and I've been watching your page for a little while. Manny and I go back and forth on people who we're going to bring on, and I'm like, I've been watching her, when he said something about it, and your Instagram page is exploded.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I couldn't believe it either. Like, I don't know what it is, or like, is it because I'm a girl doing PDR? Like, is that what it is? Like,
probably you've got the edge on us. See, that's how you got us. You're talking how you think men are thinking down on you, but on the other end, you've got the edge. So
yeah, like I said, like I that's what I meant, like starting in the page like as a gap thing, because I haven't seen anyone do it. So I was like, I'm going to dedicate this page to just work and see what happens, and it's working. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when I first saw it, the PDR girl, I'm like, oh no, like, it's probably like, some weird marketing, because you see that time to time, right? Like fake pages, so I was like, and then and then I see that you're pushing, and I'm like, no way. And then I saw that you were, a painter before, and I forgot where it was. I kind of read through like your story, and I was like, man, that's really cool because
Mm.
you know, it really tells me that you're passionate about cars and you're passionate about like the craftsmanship of restoring a vehicle, right? Like you're
Mm.
not just getting into it because, oh, like, you know,
Yeah.
like I want, you know, I want to get into this. Like you're actually passionate. You were a painter. Like that's not easy to do. Like
Mm.
you know, when I used to work at the body shop, I got kicked out of the paint department because I just was not good at it, you know? But
Yeah.
you actually did that for a living and you went into like PDR. Like PDR, it's not easy to learn, you know? And if you push yourself to like, to do it, like you're passionate about it. You're not, you know, faking it. And the fact that you left your painting, you know, career to PDR, it's like that's a big move, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean, congratulations to you and you know your new journey, and I wish you the best on it because I think that girl or guy, you could definitely do it. You know, especially more if you love it, if you enjoy it.
Yeah. Cars are my life. Like I love cars. It's like I could go on like for hours about cars. I've always loved cars. Even when I was like a baby, like a toddler, like I would not play with Barbies. Like I would just be like having the Hot Wheels cars and the little motorbikes or whatever. And when I was 17, I started really, really getting into cars. I started buying like JDM cars. And I was into the drifting and going
I saw
fast and
that.
building cars. Yeah. Yeah. I went through your page and I was like, JDM, like, I think it's cool. Like that's my thing, JDM cars. And yeah, I just started buying them, building them and having fun. And yeah, I just knew that I had to do something with cars. And I originally wanted to be a mechanic, but being a mechanic is like, how do I say this? Like in Australia, right? Being a mechanic is like the lowest paying automotive trade. And it's just, I was already learning mechanical stuff while I was having cars because JDM cars break more than you freaking drive them. So you just have to fix it, you know? So I'd be sitting there, you know, like learning about basics of troubleshooting and whatever. So I was like, yeah, like I can do this. Like I don't need to go and learn mechanics to understand it. So I was like, I want to do something different. And I come across painting and yeah, like when I started actually getting good at it, I just fell in love. And even then I just, all I've ever done was cars. I've never done anything different. Like I do it as a job, I do it as a hobby. My Instagram is just cars. It's been like this. Like I can't see myself doing anything else ever. Like I feel like I was born to do this with just being with cars.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is my passion. Yeah.
What has been something that you have carried on from being a painter to PDR that you could tell it, like you could say that like it really helps you?
I think it's just still the whole attention to detail thing. Like when I paint, like I need to get it right, and I need to make sure that the repair is correct. And you know, you can take shortcuts in any industry.
Yeah.
But as long as you do it right, it's fine. So, you know, I would get fast and I would get good at it, and I would still get my finishes good and acceptable and sometimes amazing. And I carried that over to PDR because I just feel like I need to get it perfect. And if it's like the tiniest little weird thing that I see on that panel, I will try and make sure that that's perfect. Like it needs to be straight. I cannot have like the tiniest bit of rose pop. Like I just can't. But I try so hard.
What kind of tap downs do you use for like, you know, micro stuff?
I use two. I've got the VIP, the 3.0, and I just use the normal plastic one sometimes, but mostly the VIP one with the tip. Yeah.
You were gonna say something, Ryan?
Yeah, I was thinking about her social media. I think some of the social media stuff that you have going on is you're having fun while you're doing it. You know what I mean? Your music or the things you're doing, or I think that makes a big part of it. And that some of that's hard for people. You know what I mean? Some of it's hard for people to put themselves out there and do fun things, and so
I saw that you go a lot hiking. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, ever since I moved here, because before I moved to Switzerland, or before even I met my partner, like Switzerland was like one of my dreams. I was like, I want to go to Switzerland so bad. And then when I met my partner, I was like, oh, where are you from? And it's like Switzerland. I was like, sorry.
That's funny.
And now, now I'm just like every time I'm like, there's like this app that's you can see all the trails and stuff with every country, and I just like go into like near my house or just Switzerland, and then you'd see like these beautiful trails and the views, and I'd go and like Instagram my personal page, and it'd just be like all the hiking stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I want to see all of it. So I just go and see the beautiful views, and some of it is really hard, but it's definitely worth it in the end when you get to the top and you see everything.
That's cool.
How important do you think though is that for like in our industry, like as a technician, that sometimes you could just be like so focused in dents and cars, like do you think that it's important to like have that kind of lifestyle where you could like, you know, step away, you know, go for a hike, you know, go visit places? Because like Ryan was saying, like, you know, we see you and you're having fun with that, you know, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who just like, you know, they just know they push metal, but they're not having that fun.
Yeah, I think that's just my personality in general. Like I've always been so bubbly. Like I'm just me. Like I'm the same on camera and off camera, and I try and always be authentic. And yeah, I think that it's good to show people that they can have fun and you can be yourself and you can enjoy work. And yeah, I do think it's important to also do your own thing, like outside of dents. Like I think, you know, it's cool to just step away and do what you're interested in. It doesn't matter what it is, because I think that those things give you joy and it makes you recharge. And when you go back to pushing dents, I think that you go back with a clearer mind and you're ready to, you know, seize the day and go push some dents, like, you know. But for me, like I really look forward to pushing. Like if I'm sitting down, like I know that I'm like awake now, like it's almost 4 o'clock, and I'm gonna not like work tomorrow, but I'm also gonna be like I'm so bored. But then it's like the weekend tomorrow as well, so I'm like, oh, I have to wait till Monday.
I wanted to ask you. So what you know? I guess we could still say you're in transition. You're still learning. You know, you're still adapting. You're learning tools and things whatnot. But what's something that you have gotten to master it that like you feel good like doing or getting into, or is PDR just not like that?
You know, I think PDR is, I don't know, I can't even explain it, to be honest. It's like,
you know, finding the hell cars where like, oh, the hood has a bunch of dents, like you just, you know, love like doing the hoods. Because I saw that you have like one of those big carbon rods too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got the carbon tech rod. Yeah, I don't know. I like doing all of it, to be honest. I don't know. It's just Bonnets is probably one of my favorites because I started with that. But roofs is also, the roof is good because it's really free, so I can just stand there and just push.
Yeah.
Anything but rails.
Yes, definitely. And I struggle with the doors when you have to like get into like the position, and then I can just feel my neck, and I just, oh my god. I try and stay away from the doors, but I know that I have to do it, so I'm gonna have to put myself through that.
So like if you and your partner like walk up to a car, do you guys already know like what you're gonna work on?
Yeah. Yeah, so he doesn't like the roof and the bonnet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he likes the sides and the rail. He loves the rail. So
Perfect
he
match.
he likes doing what I don't like doing. And I like doing what he doesn't like doing. So it's
Nice.
good. Yeah.
Well, where can people find you on social media or?
Just on Instagram. I don't really use anything else. Like I feel like Facebook is not. I feel like people are just sort of stepping away from Facebook. Like it's like not the thing anymore. So yeah, and TikTok is all right, but it's like basically just videos. Like you don't engage with the people. So I just use Instagram. I don't use anything else.
Nice.
Something I was gonna ask you earlier, cold glue. Are you guys using cold glue?
We do have cold glue, but I haven't like tried it yet. Like that's the one thing that I haven't tried. And my partner has, and in the beginning, like we were confused because we didn't realize that you have to like heat it up or like what you have to do. And he'd like try and it's like, this is not working, this is shit. And then we realized that you had to heat it up. But I've never tried it. So I want to try it on the rails.
Yeah, because I mean, more and more. I mean, now that we're getting down to like smaller tips. I mean, Matt and A1, they just put out this slide hammer, just specifically just for cold glue. And I've been seeing a lot of videos, more and more of guys just cold gluing rails. And that seems to be the thing right now. Like if you know how to use cold glue, you could go through some of these rails or light hail damage pretty fast.
Yeah, I do see people like post like this on Instagram, and it's just like one hand.
Yep.
And I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty fun. It's better than me like putting the glue on, put the tab on, use a slide hammer or the little pulley. And I'm like, oh, this guy just fixed like 6 dents, and I'm here like just putting the glue on the tab.
What kind of tools are you guys using?
I think we've got like the Dentcraft kit that pretty much like everyone uses in the beginning, I think. And then we've just got like what do we have? We're just started collecting now. Like we've got Carbon Tack, and we've got the VIP tools, and we got like a new kit not long ago, but I can't remember what it was because it was just before that I started. So like I wasn't really like into the whole tool thing. I was like, oh yeah, just give me something to learn with. Like I didn't really look. But now I'm like starting to get into it more. I've seen like the new Dent Reaper, the gold ones. I was like, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna try them. Yeah, because everyone's going crazy over them. So I was like, I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, we were just talking with Ryan earlier. Those. I mean, when those things came out, they were game changer. They just pull different, and
they're different.
Every batch that they keep, perfecting, it just gets better and better. And these yellow ones are gold. I don't know. They're pulling really, really good. Yeah,
I've got the purple ones. But yeah, I've seen the gold ones, and I was like, I'm gonna get them because everyone's getting them. Everyone's going crazy over them. So I want to sort of really, like get into it. And I was like,
is it hard? finding tools where you guys are at, or like buying tools from outside?
No. There's a PDR shop in Netherlands, the dental company, and they have a lot of stock with a lot of stuff. So you can just order, and because it's like within the EU, you can just ship it, and you don't have to pay like customs or anything, and it's just easy that way.
And then there's like Australian dent tools or something too, like their dental warehouse there, right?
Yeah, I think it's that they've got like a Kiko maybe over there.
Kiko's in the UK, right?
Yeah, it's a UK one, but they've got an Australian one as well. So there is like tools over there, but I wasn't into PDR at that time, so I haven't gotten anything from Australia. We got from dental company, and then I've like ordered the Willy Quick trolley from Anson. But that's about it.
How bad was the duties and all that stuff to get that?
Look, it was a lot. it was annoying because I got the trolley, and I think it was like $700 US for the trolley or something like this. But then the shipping, after shipping, it was like $1,100 US. But then I had to pay customs, which was like 230 Australian, which is like 150 or something US on top. And then we decided that we're going to come back to Europe, and I was overweight in my baggage, so I had to pay extra $200 and 10 kilos.
Wow.
So it's a very expensive trolley.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always have PDR texts from other countries that, you know, they're always letting me have it. It's just like, you're so lucky you're able to get all these tools, you know, because, you know, sometimes we don't realize it, how hard or how much more expensive it can be for other techs in other countries you know, to get tools.
And it's crazy, like here, because when I used to get stuff from Glexo, from Russia, it would be here in like 3 days. I'm like, I order something from A1 and it takes a week.
Yeah.
And I'm getting stuff from Russia and it would come DHL.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. Shipping's weird.
Yeah.
Is there any tools that like you have your eye on that, like, you know, one day you wish to get, or?
Well, we've got the carbon tech rod, obviously, but that one's my partner's, so I want to get one for myself as well. And like, I know that we're doing hail mainly, but I really want to get into like pulling either bigger dents, like, you know, with the Kiko stuff, when you put it on and you have the lateral, and oh my, I think that's so cool. Like, I just want to do like big stuff. It's so sick. Because like, it's really weird because in Australia, like, people do hail and people do park dents, but like when you see like bigger dents, like people are like, oh yeah, I'm not touching that. Like, I always see this and I'm like, why? Like, people go around like, oh, I can't fix that. Like, I don't know. I just think like Australians is like, it's like either hail or like smaller damage. And then like the bigger damage, it's like you see like some of like the Brazilians do it because like to them it's like, oh yeah, like this is easy. But yeah, like I don't know, and I just look at it. So for me, when I seen it, I was like, this is sick. Like in Australia, we would say no. I just think it's so cool.
Is there any text that you follow that like inspired you for like their work?
I watch is it Bryce Kelly? Is that what his name is? Yeah. Oh my God. When I watch his stuff, I'm like, I just can't deal. Like, I go, how do you do this? How is this possible? Like, that man's a genius. So yeah, I watch him. And yeah, when I first started watching the dinking stuff, there was one of the guys there, Lee Ross. He just explains things so good. So like I just watch him. Like when there is a video with him, I will just watch it because he's one of the reasons that like got me through like the harder times, especially with glue, because he's got like this video, I don't know how long it is, and he's like talks about glue pulling, And I'd like sit there and I'd like give up on this rail. I'm like, I'm gonna cry. Actually, I was crying, and I'm gonna watch this for 20 minutes, and it's gonna be fine. And then I watched it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna this dent is gonna be my bitch. I want to fix this, and I fixed it. So I was like, I did it. Yeah, he's cool. So
I hope he watches this because you'll make his day if he he takes a lot of pride in what he does.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you know what? He messaged me the other day. He messaged me. Yeah. He replied to my story, the one that when I posted that story about that guy saying, "Oh, you just do the male's job for attention." Yeah, that one. He was like, "Don't listen to them." Like he was, and I was like, "You follow me?" And he's like, "Of course." And I was like, "What do you mean, of course?" Yeah, we had a conversation. I was like, "You made my day. Like I watch all of your videos." And yeah, it was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I hope he watches this. You'll definitely make his day on that.
Yeah,
he does explain really well. Like he does do a good breakdown.
It's so good. Like it just helps you really understand.
Are you guys hoping to make it to Mobile Tech Expo one day here in America?
Yeah. He actually asked me if I was going in September. I was like, "Oh, I can't now because obviously the season's starting." And then you were talking about Orlando, and I was like, "Isn't it in January?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm leaving Switzerland in January, and we're going back to Australia. But I wanted to go via America this time, like not towards Dubai. I was like, maybe we can stop. Like, let's just go. Because I've never been to America, like never. And like New York City is like, the thing. So like, I just want to go and see like NYC. And
you'll have to come down like 3 hours to me if you go to New York.
Oh, is that you're near there? That's cool. Yeah, I really want to come. And I was like, we could make it to Orlando.
I think you and your partner will have an awesome time because the Mobile Tech Expo in Orlando is like, it's a bunch of just hell guys. I mean, it's almost like a hell tech meetup, all the techs from around the world, around the country, they all just basically meet there.
And you can buy quite a bit of stuff. I remember my friend Aaron from Perth. He bought a bunch of stuff and brought it because he, it's hard for him to get tools.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much like when I think about these things, I'm like, oh my God, like there would be so many cool things. So you have to wait for shipping. You can just buy it right there. Like imagine all the tools we could buy. It's like that. Yeah.
So what is your words of advice from a PDR girl that it's killing it to, any girl out there that, would love to, get into PDR, and not just any girl, but I mean, any guy too. That
my advice is just, if you want to do it, just do it. Don't be scared. Don't stress. And, you're going to feel like this is not for you in the beginning because it's hard and, it's challenging, but like if you just keep pushing and you don't give up, you're gonna be rewarded. Like you just really need to keep your head at it and you'll be right.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. Like just don't give up, because I feel like a lot of people would be like trying and they think, oh, I can't do this, but I think everyone that starts PDR experiences the same thing. It's the same. Like you think that, oh my God, like it's frustrating, whatever. But once you get the hang of it, like you're going to be so good.
But you're right. We all experience it, but I don't think it ever goes away. Like I question myself today if I was a good PDR tech.
Yeah.
I did too. I looked at Sean and I was like, what the hell was I thinking? Why are we taking this shit on?
Yeah. I just say just do it. If you really want it, then just go for it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. Certainly staying up all night. It's 3 a.m. We appreciate it. I really do.
That was my pleasure.
Yeah, seriously. No, it means a lot to us. Like I said, I saw your stories and I was like, man, we got to get her on here. I think you have a great story. Like, I keep saying it, like you were full-on professional painter. And then you moved into PDR, and it hasn't been easy but you're, passionate and dedicated, and you're persevering, this, just try to be the best you can. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
In 5 years, ooh, I
Fixing
see myself. Yeah, yes. I'm going to be the queen of the rails. Yeah, I hope to just be fast and be good at PDR and try and do the biggest stuff. And I'm thinking that I really want to open like a shop where I can do PDR but also paint. And one of the things that I really want to do is we've got like this thing in Germany that is basically like MTE, it's like a competition, like a PDR competition. I don't even know how to say it in English or whatever, but it's like ES3 or IS3, I don't know. But it's this big thing. It's in Germany, and people compete and whatever. And I hope to go to it one day. Like that's what I want to do.
That's cool.
Like I feel like that would be a cool thing to do, to not just do PDR, but actually maybe like achieve something at a competition. I don't know if it will happen, but you can only try. So
yeah. Ain't that the truth? You can only try and do your best,
Yeah, that's right. Like you never know what's going to happen. I didn't know that my Instagram is going to get 15 grand in 5 weeks. So, who knows?
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Well, we know it's really late over there or really early, but I don't know if you're going back to sleep, but we want to let you go so you could get some rest. If you guys don't know, she's actually been up all night getting ready for the show. I think you took a nap, you said, right?
Yeah. I took a 2-hour nap.
She stayed up all night, to be on the show, and we couldn't thank you enough. We really appreciate you. How can people find you again? You said through Instagram.
No, just Instagram, yeah.
And that's the PDR girl, correct?
That's PDR girl.
Yeah.
And so, same thing. If you have any questions, tips, there's a lot of techs out there that are always willing to help too. So, just feel free to reach out to any of us. But yeah, we wish you the best.
100%.
Thank you so much. I don't think you mentioned your name in the beginning, but
no, it was Adrian. It was Adrian. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate you. Wish you the best for you and your partner, and
master those rails.
Try.
Yeah. Just show up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna start with the rails.
When I nail my first rail, I will send both of you a photo, no a video.
Perfect. Well, go to bed. I appreciate you coming on, and stay in touch.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys inviting me and having me and listening to my story.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
See you.
That was good.
Yeah. I hope John Badine is listening so he could send her some Reaper tabs. I think that they would really enjoy it. Those things pull nice.
She does a really, like, her social media. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? I really did. I enjoyed. She's just having fun with it.
Right.
So, and you better get yourself. You got some work back there tonight or what?
No, actually, it's done. A shop brought it in, and what was funny is that there was one crease and another imperfection from factory where you could tell it's dented, like before they painted it. And the body shop was like, well, don't worry about this one because we'll just go ahead and repaint it. And I'm like, are you sure? I could actually fix that too, Like, how sometimes you could just move the paint and just get it flat and it looks good.
There's a lot of Teslas with dents from the manufacturer. We just did one. I was like, This thing's, he drove it straight from the dealer. You know, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the world right now. Crazy.
So yeah, but no. So yeah, we're done for the day. But yeah,
Nice.
Thank you. Great show. Thank you guys for tuning in.
And we will see you in a week. So we're going every other week.
Okay.
So we got a week off next week. We'll be back the following week. We're going to keep somebody else up till 3 in the morning. And you guys be safe. Keep it real. Manny.
Thank you, Ryan.
Keep doing your thing.
See you guys.
See you guys. Thank you for watching. Wash your damn hands and free hugs. See you guys.
Keep pushing.
Bye-bye.